here in Israel, I think Christians have been doing, and Messianic Jews have been doing quite well. And I think there is a spiritual climate that is, wow, what has just happened to us? And where is God? And that's a question that Israeli Jews, secular, traditional, and even religious, even very religious, are really asking. And I almost don't know a single devout believer in Jesus, Yeshua, here in Israel who hasn't been having conversations with people very organically, because people are curious, people are hurting, they're grieving, and they want answers, and they want to know where the God of Israel is. And I think that's very important. So, all right, so let's take a moment on and let's analyze this specifically from. So I think that, and I've been saying this throughout the year, I think Israel is living through a prophetic moment. There's no question. I believe that the main prophecy that we're seeing, the main two, I would say, are certainly from Matthew 24, that we're experiencing the wars and rumors of wars. Not any rumors anymore. We're full on war in a way that is a birth pang. What this is, COVID and the death of 6 million people worldwide was a birth pang. The plagues that Jesus spoke of, the invasion of Ukraine and the largest land war in Europe since World War II, in my view, was a birth pang. And I believe the invasion of Israel and the war that has continued since October 7th is itself a birth pang, and the longest birth pang that Israel has gone through, that no war has gone on longer and affected civilian life in Israel more than this war. I also think we're experiencing Amos 9:9, where God says, I will shake the house of Israel among the nations. God, I believe that Satan sent this invasion, this attack. This wasn't orchestrated by God, but God sovereignly let it happen. Why? I think to shake Israelis into realizing that they don't believe any longer, most, in Psalm 23. They don't believe that they are sheep, and they don't believe that God is their shepherd. And when you live a life without thinking there is a shepherd, or thinking the shepherd doesn't matter, or that you're mad at the shepherd, or the shepherd is impotent or missing or whatever, you start living a life that forgets that there are predators, that there are ravenous beasts and wolves out there trying to rob, kill, and destroy us. Yeah. And I think God is trying to get people's attention, at least first back to Psalm 23, that King David said, the Lord is my shepherd. And that's the only way to go through the valley of the shadow of death, which is life in the Middle East. Yes, then the Lord wants to draw people's attention to Yeshua, to Jesus. But first, if people don't even believe in God, or that God is their shepherd, and there are real world consequences of not having a shepherd, that I think what God is working on in a large way. And I'm intrigued to see where this goes. Daniel, let's go back to you. Talk a little bit more about Ezekiel 38, 39. How do you assess the current environment in light of those prophecies?
If it's okay, Joel, I want to just pick up on what you were just saying there too, because I think that shaking of the tree is it's a good visual. God is humbling and has humbled the Jewish people, especially since October 7th, this unfortunate, devastating, awful terror attack. But also, God is now positioning his people. And maybe that fits into the question that you just asked me. If I can just share personally for a moment, my wife and I, Paige, we were married in 2008. We lived in San Diego. I worked in an affiliate there, was a morning anchor, LA. God brought us to Israel 4 years ago. We made Aliyah 3 years ago. That means became dual citizens, Israel and America. I'm not sure whoever's watching is aware of that. But we call ourselves, Joel, you, me, Chris, we call ourselves like this band of brothers, right? I think God is positioning his people for right now, for this moment. If you would have told me in 2008, you're going to be living in Israel, you're going to be raising 3 children, a Jewish believer in Jesus and Yeshua, proclaiming, connecting biblical truth to what's going on with these incredible news stories, I would have said, no way, I don't see how that could possibly be. But look, here we are.